I know I shouldn't smoke. I've tried to quit a million times. I know about lung cancer, strokes, heart disease, all that stuff. I mean, they're listed right on the side of the pack. Still doesn't make quitting any easier. But I'm gonna keep at it. Because the way I see it, if the reasons on the side of the pack don't get to me, the reason on the front will.
This is your wake-up call.
Circle K coffee, made from 100% Arabica beans. Fresh ground and fresh brewed every 30 minutes or less. So at Circle K, it's always fresh, 24 hours a day, guaranteed. Circle K coffee. No matter when you wake up, it's the freshest coffee going.
We were never big sports fans. We'd follow the Suns, you know, watch the big games, playoffs.
But that's really changed. I mean, there's the new ballpark and the arena.
We're becoming sports fans. The more you know about the game, the more you want to know what's going on.
Right. That's why we like Cox Cable. I mean, they just have so many games, and there's so much more information, and they just have better coverage, don't you think?
Call Cox Communications today at 277-1000 and get free connection.
Okay, let's get back to hockey names.
Habibulin,
Mm-hmm.
Kachuk.
Gesundheit.
Who's that?
That's right.
Well, this is the strikeout that's going to put Kerry Wood in the record books. Hard slider outside corner. Yamil Benitez way out in front. And very little reaction from the 20-year-old. Man, when I was 20, if I'd have done something like this, I'd be doing cartwheels off the field. It's just another day at the office because he's already thinking ahead to what the 3-game record happens to be, which is 47 strikeouts by Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, the Express went 19, 9, and 19. But this guy could do it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. And Yamil Benitez goes down as the record-breaking strikeout victim. Brian Anderson goes 7 innings, allows 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He struck out 4. And walk 2. So the big Clint Sadowski now on the pitch for the D-backs. 4-0, 4-1 rather, Cubs here in the 8th.
Well, barring any kind of rainouts or anything like that, Kerry Wood figures to start again Saturday in Cincinnati.
Sammy Sosa fouls it out of play. Four runs, 8 hits for Chicago. 1 run, 5 hits for the Diamondbacks against Wood. And no more activity, by the way, in the Chicago bullpen, despite the fact that Wood was hit a little harder in that last inning. He gave up the home run to Stinnett. Manny Alexander made an unbelievable play, leaping to take away a sure single, if not a double, by Fox. Batista singled. Wood has thrown 105 pitches in the game. 1-2 to Sosa, who is 0 for 2 and been intentionally walked. And Sosa fouling it away. Sammy Sosa really is having a terrific year in terms of cutting down on his strikeouts. He'll still do that a great deal. He has 34 on the year, but he has walked 18 times, and he came into the game hitting .331. Bear in mind, Sosa only walked 45 times in almost 650 at-bats last year. What a play by Bell, and he loses his footing trying to get up. Infield hit for Sosa.
Jay Bell with a nice backhanded stab here, and you mentioned it, Tom. He lost his footing a little bit as he tried to get up there and get his bearings and find out where Travis Lee was. Bounces the throw to first base. Sammy runs very, very well, though. That was going to be a tough play anyway. Inspector Gadget. That's what some of the guys around the league used to call Sammy. He's got ankle guards when he hits. He used to wear wristbands on his socks. And you see he puts a brace on that left wrist to run the bases so he doesn't jam his wrist when he slides into second base.
I think Jim Lefevre, who is the man that put an end to wearing the sweatbands on the ankles. And they picked him off.
Quick move by Clint Sadowski right there, showing some good footwork. Sammy was going to try to steal a bag right there. They caught him leaning the wrong way. Travis puts the tag up on the elbow. First base umpire Paul Schreiber said, "You didn't have your hand on the bag when he tagged you."
So now the batter Jose Hernandez, and he looks at a fastball strike. Cubs lead 4-1. We're in the 8th. Line drive into deep left center field. Devo on the run. Over to cut it off. Hernandez will come into second base with a double. 10th hit of the game for the Cubs against Diamondbacks pitching.
Hernandez with a couple of extra base hits in the ball game now. He tripled and scored back in the second inning. A double here to left center. Oh, what a valuable player to have on a team when you can give one of your regulars a day off and not lose anything offensively or defensively, no matter what position you put him at.
Ball one down and away to Kevin Orie. Well, Hernandez, we talked about his versatility. As you see, Jeff Blauser, their regular shortstop, with the night off. Hernandez became the first Cub to start at all 4 infield positions in a decade when he appeared in better than 121 games at various positions last year. Bell charges and throws out Orie for out number 2. Hernandez was very upset when the Cubs acquired Mickey Morandini and Jeff Blauser during the offseason because he felt that he had played well enough to be given a chance to play every day this season. He went down to winter ball where he won the batting title, home run title, RBI title, just to sharpen up his game to get ready. And the Cubs made all the moves, and he's a backup guy again.
And you'd really have to be within the organization to understand why they would make a move like that, bringing in a couple of guys from outside the organization when they have a guy like Hernandez right there at home. I mean, Blauser's a nice player, provides some pop on occasion, but as we mentioned earlier, maybe his best years are behind him. They're going to intentionally walk Brant Brown now to get to catcher Scott Service. Blauser, Morandini, neither one run exceptionally well. Hernandez does not run exceptionally well either, but for whatever reason, the Cubs felt it necessary to go out and get some established veterans at those 2 middle infield positions.
Get a look at the managers. Jim Riggleman very much on the hot seat this season, as is his boss, Ed Lynch, the general manager of the Cubs. Yet there's never any talk of Andy McPhail, the president, being on the hot seat. Yet ever since he has come in to run the entire operation, the Cubs have gotten progressively worse every year. And now Scott Service about it. Outside, ball 1. Had a long visit with Andy McPhail, good baseball man, grew up around the game prior to the ball game today. Runners on the corners, 2 away. And he popped it up. That's way up there. Andy Fox back into fair territory, puts it away to retire the side. 2 hits, 2 left, middle of the 8th. 4-1 Chicago.
Tony's original love, the Blimpie Best. Ham, salami. into any participating Blimpie restaurant and say Blimpie, it's a beautiful thing, and receive a free cookie.
At APS, we've always understood the power of imagination. Who would have thought that electric cooking could be more efficient? That heat pumps could lower your cooling bills? That outdoor lighting could save you money, as well as something much more valuable? What's next? APS. The power to make it happen.
Now you can enjoy the same great clarity of your office phone.
Yes, Mom. Yes, I know I sound like I'm in my office, but I'm not in my office.
Even the same phone number if you choose.
Yes. You're right again, Mom. You called my office number. I answered it.
With new Access 2 Advanced PCS from US West.
Yes, Mom. Yes, you're right. Yes, I have a chamber orchestra in my office.
Order Access 2 service now and get a PCS phone for as low as $24. US West. Life's better here.
Oh, this company, they love me.
Well, our America West Airlines Major League scoreboard. Greg Maddux and the Braves down Cincinnati tonight. Elsewhere, the Pirates playing much better of late. A 5-2 win over Colorado. Houston rolling along. Good-looking club Larry Dierker has this season. The Central Division leaders of the National League. St. Louis finally ending a losing streak. Blanking Milwaukee tonight. Cardinals have struggled. Look out for the Giants. 3.5 behind San Diego now in the West. Kevin Brown and Al Leiter locking up in that one. And a good one it is in the 8th. And the Phillies in front of the Dodgers 5-2 at Dodger Stadium. Kerry Wood has been lifted from the game. And if you weren't with us, the 13 strikeouts coupled with the 20 in his prior start breaks a modern day major league record for most strikeouts in consecutive starts with 33. And now he'll give way to another hard-throwing young right-hander, Terry Adams.
Terry Adams, young man that figured he may have a lock on the closer spot this year, but with the acquisition of Rod Beck, he found himself in the setup role. You can see he's got 27 strikeouts in 22 innings, so it doesn't get any easier.
Devon White, for the 4th time in the game, leads off an inning. He jumps all over this pitch. Straight away center field, and Brant Brown in front of the 4-13 mark makes the play. Well, the D-backs need some runs, and they'd help some kids along the way. Every time we score a run, Diamondback Chiropractic treats an uninsured child under 16 years old for free for 1 year. You can register a child by calling 277-BACK. As DeLucci looks at a strike, the child must be uninsured, under 16 years of age, and an Arizona resident. Good cause. So the D-backs need some runs. 0-1 pitch. And he checked his swing and went too far. Adams came up through the Cub organization, a big-time reputation. 4th round selection in '91. And there's strike 3 on the inside corner to DeLucci.
Shortstop, he saved 18 ball games last year, and as I said, he figured to have the inside track for that closer's role, but Cubs signed Ron Beck as a free agent in the offseason. Adams grudgingly slides back into the setup role, and he's done a very great job at it this year. He's allowed only 1 earned run in his last 10 2/3 innings.
Jay Bell, a swing and a miss. I guess, Bobby, they were a little disappointed in the fact that Adams last year, despite overpowering stuff at times, in 74 innings allowed 91 hits and walked 40 batters. I mean, is that the kind of guy you want closing on a team you feel that can win a championship, or at least a divisional championship?
Well, obviously not for the Cubs. And Rod Beck has done a great job through the early going this season. I mentioned the leadership role that he provides out in that bullpen and in the clubhouse. Adams will get his chance, and you can see Rod's got the glove on already. He wants to get into this ball game.
One-two, and it's down and away. 4-1 ball game. Cubs leading the Diamondbacks. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nobody on and 2 are out. Three and 2. The Diamondbacks could use a couple of base runners here to try and climb back in it as Bell stays alive.
Well, the fans getting the wave going here at Bank One Ballpark. Can you really call it a wave in the middle of the desert? More like a dust storm.
Yeah, sandstorm.
Sandstorm blowing around the stadium.
Well, we have heat waves.
Well, people would be falling down rather than standing up.
And there's ball 4 to Jay Bell. 2-out walk to Bell, and here comes Travis. Diamondbacks only down 3 despite the fact that Wood was overpowering, overwhelming, all of the superlatives you can think of. And yet, a couple of base hits and a long one, and the Diamondbacks could tie it if not take the lead. Travis 0 for 3 and looks at a strike. And it's down and in, a ball, a strike. On the ground, foul, wide of first.
The Cubs defensively playing very deep in the outfield. You can see those outfielders are almost off your screen. Brant Brown in center field is playing behind that patch of new grass you see out there. Sammy Sosa in right field playing almost at the warning track. Playing very, very deep for Travis Lee here.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Got him swinging to end the inning. 1 man left. We go to the 9th. Cubs lead it 4-1.
Take me to the river where the jackpots flow. Take me to the river where the winners go. Take me to Gila River casinos where the winners go. Go to the river, Gila River casinos. Go to the river, Gila River casinos.
The 24-ounce bottle from Pepsi. It's perfect for a lot of little thirsts. Or one great big thirst.
Uh-oh, not again. Hey, Shaq, thanks a lot.
Sorry.
The 24-ounce six-pack, only from Pepsi.
A little help, please? Somebody?
115 miles an hour.
Any weaknesses?
Seems you can't pitch in the cold.
I'll be right back. How much to lower the temperature 40 degrees?
40? Need money fast? Call Bank One Loan by phone.
Bank One?
Decisions before you hang up.
Great. Do it.
You are a great manager.
Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you in part by Ricoh Corporation and Icon Office Solution, Q-Lube, and by the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Bank One Ballpark on a lovely Monday night. Opening game of this homestand for the D-backs. Starts with 2 against the Cubs, 2 against Milwaukee, 4 against the Pirates. And Mickey Morandini batting in place of Terry Adams. Looks at ball 1 from Clint Sadowski. Cubs lead it 4-1 here in the 9th. Rod Beck already loosening up in the Chicago bullpen. And we have to wait to see whether or not the Cubs score or don't, which will, of course, determine whether or not is a save situation or not for Beck.
Tom, a lot of fans in Philadelphia were very unhappy to see Mickey Morandini leave, and I'm going to tell you myself, I was a little unhappy because I love to hear Harry Kalas say his name.
Yes.
Mickey Morandini.
Well, we had a good time with Harry Kalas the other night. Some of you may not recognize the name. Trust me, you recognize the voice. He's now the main voice of NFL Films. Has been the voice of the Phillies for years. Ball 4 to Morandini.
Second baseman, Alexander.
Well, it goes without saying that if the Diamondbacks want to have a chance to win this ball game, they've got to put a 0 on the board right here. Trailing by 3 runs, you still have an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th inning to get a couple guys on base and have somebody step up there and knock one out of here, but cannot allow any more runs to score here in the top of the 9th.
Alexander waits, squares to bunt, and he takes high. 1-0. We've had a chance to see some old buddies here tonight. Talked about Ron Santo and Pat Hughes down on the Cubs radio, and Chip Carey and Steve Stone over on the TV side. They've been peeking through the glass. We're right next door to them and having a few laughs with them here tonight. Stoney, of course, a Valley resident. Funny man. Very demented sort of fellow as well.
There went the neighborhood.
Yeah, no kidding.
We thought we had a nice place to work here, and those guys move in next door.
2-0 now to Alexander, trying to give himself up, and Kelly Stinnett will trot up the runway and have a visit with Clint Sadowski.
Now, this is one of the cardinal sins of baseball. If a team is willing to give up an out, you got to throw that ball over the plate. Throw a strike, let him bunt the ball. Perhaps he'll bunt it too hard right at somebody. Perhaps he'll pop it up. Falling behind 2-0. This gives Jim Riggleman an opportunity, if he chooses to do so, to switch up and go to the hit and run. Figure to get a strike here from Sadowski. Maybe take a little off and try to get the ball over the plate. Good opportunity to switch up and put on the hit and run.
Short lead at Morandini for first, and the pitch is high. 3 balls and no strikes. The big trying to get down to business. Not showing a sign of a bunt this time, just taking all the way was Alexander, and it's 3-1.
And he should have been showing bunt right there. Clint Sadowski had gone 3-0 every time Manny Alexander squared around. He threw a ball. So if you get the take sign 3-0, why not square around one more time? Perhaps that's what's distracting the pitcher.
Alexander is 0 for 4 in the game. Runner going, and a ground ball to short. Bell to second, and Batista dropped the ball. That'll be an error on Tony Batista.
A nice play by Jay Bell to get rid of the ball quickly. Morandini is off to the races here on the hit and run. The ball hit very hard right to Jay Bell. Quick flip throw to Tony Batista. You could see he was trying to come off the back of the bag and catch the ball at the same time. He knew that runner was bearing down on him. That was one of the knocks on Tony Batista in spring training. He got a little light-footed around second base when those runners came in. Very costly error right there.
Matt Meeske shortens up the bunt, and it's down low, ball 1. So the Diamondbacks making it easy for the Cubs here in the 9th inning. A leadoff walk to Morandini, and now an error by Tony Batista. 2 on and nobody out, and it's still a tight ball game. It's 4-1 Chicago. Miesky stabbed at it, thrown down to second base, and they have got Morandini. Jay Bell snuck in behind Morandini, and Stinnett with a seed to pick him off.
Well, we've had a lot of similar situations this season. Runners at first and second, bunt situation. It's always an automatic pickoff play if that batter bunts through the ball. Somebody's going to be at the bag. Kelly Stinnett comes up firing, and they pick Mickey Morandini off second base. Nice play.
And it's low. Boy, Bobby, you know, you and I had a chance to broadcast the Cub games for a number of years, and how many times did we see base running plays like that? It didn't matter whether the player was brought in from another organization, came up through the Cub organization. If you watch this team long enough, there's a high bouncer. Sadowski barehands and throws him out. Good play by Travis Lee. 2 down in the inning with Alexander on to second base.
More so than any fundamental base running will win games or lose games. This is a great play by Clint Sadowski to barehand and fire a rocket to Travis. He had to catch that ball actually above the head of Miesky as he came across the bag at first. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tom. Base running, I mean, time and time again, Cubs would run themselves out of big innings, get picked off bases, miss bases as they rounded them, leave too early on tag plays.
There were a few of those seasons where it was almost beyond belief how many times they would do that to lose games over the course of a year. Mason ground ball to Bell at short, picks it up, getting over. Good work by Sadowski to get out of the inning. 1 error, 1 left. Bottom of the 9th coming up, and the Diamondbacks only down by 3.
Ты отдохнешь. Мы снова будем счастливы. Будем жить долго, долго, долго. Нам повезем жизнь новую, светлую.
One banana or 2 bananas? One female orangutan or 2 female orangutans? One pizza or 2 pizzas? He seems to prefer 2.
Be sure to stop by Little Caesars for a double play deal. 2 14-inch large pizzas with 2 toppings for only $14.99. Carry out or delivery were available.
Pizza, pizza.
No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the Score Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with the Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
Well, it's What's on Tap, brought to you by Miller Lite. Next up on 3 TV, Cubs and the Diamondbacks tomorrow night at 7. Next up on Fox Arizona, the Brewers against the Diamondbacks here Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Good times.
Oh, yes, we remember that show. That was Jimmy Walker, wasn't it? Wasn't that his name or something like that?
Dynamite.
Number of changes defensively for Chicago. Jose Hernandez moves into left field. Manny Alexander goes second base to shortstop. Morandini stays in the game at second. And Rod Beck is on the mound.
Well, he's a little different Rod Beck than you're used to seeing in his days with the San Francisco Giants. Used to throw a great high fastball, a very rare breaking ball, and that tremendous split-fingered fastball. Now he throws more off-speed pitches, throws a few more breaking balls. Still getting it done. Became the first Cub ever to get 8 saves in the month of April, breaking the mark set by Bruce Sutter back in 1980 and Mitch Williams in 1989. They each had 7 in the month of April.
A wild thing.
Wild thing.
Kelly Stinnett, he homered off Kerry Wood back in the 7th inning. And it's 2-2. Kelly will be followed by Brent Brady and then Andy Fox here in the D-backs 9th inning.
Wild thing. He was in Philadelphia the week before we got there doing some morning TV. Boy, that'll make you throw up in your cornflakes, wouldn't it? Jeez. Crawl out of bed and get a look at that. Yikes.
How'd you like to be married to him?
Yeah, like a pendulum. That's a Rod Beck trademark.
3-2 pitch. Line drive. Oh, that almost knocked Rory over, but he caught it. D-backs have hit some balls hard here tonight. Unfortunately, the times they have hit them hard, right at him.
Yeah, the old Adam ball. See, Ori just reacts to his left and then protects his face. That ball was coming back towards him as he was moving to his left. Ball was hooking. That was a self-defense play right there.
So now the batter, Brent Brady. D-backs down 3 here in the 9th. And Brady looks at a strike. Bobby, you saw Rod Beck a great deal last season. Many felt he was starting to lose it, although in the San Francisco Giants clinching of the Western Division, he was the man on the mound. Back up through the middle into center field, a hit. But then in the postseason, Dusty Baker turned to Roberto Hernandez, who failed and failed miserably as a closer. The Giants let Hernandez leave as a free agent, Beck as a free agent, and brought in Rob Nett. Is Beck going to be able to shoulder the load all year for Chicago?
Well, one thing about Rod Beck is he's always maintained his health. He never goes on the disabled list. He always takes the ball when he's called upon. He doesn't throw as hard as he used to. He has gained a couple miles an hour on his fastball this year because he's pitching out of the windup with nobody on base. But he's going to have to be crafty. He's going to have to use that split finger a lot. He's going to have to use that breaking ball to right-handed hitters and really pick his spots to throw that fastball.
Andy Fox showing bunt. Diamondbacks down 3 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. One and one. And there's a patented Beck split finger.
And he's got such confidence in that pitch. It's a devastating pitch when the hitter's ahead in the count. Andy Fox was ahead 1-0 right there. Looking for a fastball, and the arm action on that split is tremendous. It looks like a fastball until the last minute. The bottom just falls out.
Hit down the right field line into the corner. On his way to third is Brady. Fox cruising into second. And the Diamondbacks have a tying run coming to the plate. Hold on a minute.
Andy Fox has had a good night at the plate tonight. Gets a pitch up and out over the plate, hooks it back into right field. Sammy was playing him over in right center field, shading him a little bit the opposite way, and you'll see Fox at it, baby. Well, Fox got a base hit back in the 2nd inning against Kerry Wood. He did strike out once, then he hit that line drive that Manny Alexander made the great play on, and now a double in the 9th.
And now the batter, Tony Batista, who is lined to third, struck out and singled off the glove of Ori into left field. And a breaking ball down low to Batista, 1-0. Diamondbacks trail 4-1, bottom of the 9th. Stinnett hit a bullet that nearly undressed Ori. Caught it. Brady has since singled. Fox has doubled. Chop foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tony Batista. part of the batting order got the best swings against Kerry Wood tonight. And now the 1-1. In the air. Right field. Sammy Sosa is there. He makes a catch. Tagging and scoring is Brady. Fox on to third. It's a 4-2 Chicago lead. 2 away now in the 9th inning. Damian Miller will come to the plate, batting in place of Clint Sadowski. Damian Miller just brought up from AAA Tucson. Rod Beck out away from a save, but the Diamondbacks have a tying run at the plate and a breaking ball in there, strike. Damian Miller down at Tucson. Last year played with Minnesota in 25 games, hit .273. And the 0-1. Strike 2.
Rod Beck may run into some problems this year if the National League realizes that you can go to the plate and look for off-speed pitches against him. Started Miller with a breaking ball, came back with the split.
And now the 0-2 pitch. Tried the fastball well outside. Damian Miller trying to keep it alive here in the Diamondbacks' 9th. They've scored a run. And the Cub lead is 2. And there's strike 3 called in the game. So Kerry Wood wins it. Rod Beck saves it. And the Cubs win the opener of this very brief 2-game series. Final score of 4-2.
From now until May 18th, Nissan is having its pre-Memorial Day event with deals like $2,000 customer cash back or 2.9% APR financing on a rugged Nissan Frontier regular cab. Or this dependable Nissan Sentra with $2,000 customer cash back or 2.9% APR. So get to your Valley Nissan retailer now and spend Memorial Day in your new Frontier or Sentra with an extra $2,000 in your pocket. The Nissan pre-Memorial Day event at your Valley Nissan retailer, only through May 18th.
I can do it. I can do it. I can't do it. I can't stop smoking.
Oh, that's a big surprise.
Maybe next Monday.
Sure.
Maybe next year.
Why not?
Yeah, you know, cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
Ah, it's no use. I'm scum. I've
Hey.
been
You
scum.
want to know something?
What?
It took you a long time to learn to smoke, right?
That's true. It's very true. Yeah, but I worked at it.
What makes you think you can quit?
I don't know.
Just like that. Quitting takes practice.
I like that.
Well, call us. We'll show you how to quit slow.
Slow?
For good.
I can do that.
I know you can.
The Circle K Thirst Buster. Nothing's cooler.
Pedro Martinez. Kid's got nasty stuff. Best weapons is fastball.
The secret to MLB 99's realism? Scouting reports straight from the pros.
But you gotta remember, he's got a heck of a wild streak.
PlayStation.
Arizona Diamondbacks baseball was brought to you by US West, Nissan, 76 Circle K, Pepsi Cola, Little Caesars Pizza, Miller Lite, APS, and by Infinity. Cubs over the Diamondbacks tonight at Bank One Ballpark, 4-2. Our final score. Kerry Wood won it. Brian Anderson lost it. Rod Beck saved it. And our Bank One player of the game, who else? Kerry Wood. He sets a major league record for strikeouts in consecutive games with 33 of those. He also went 2 for 3 as a batter and knocked in 2 runs, for crying out loud. So he more than deserves our Bank One play of the game. And our Miller Lite play of the game, the record-setting strikeout. It came in the 7th inning. With 2 on and 2 out, Yamil Benitez became the 13th strikeout of the game. And that is our Miller Lite play of the game. Stick around. We will join Matt About You in a moment. But tonight, in the big city under the bright lights of Bank One Ballpark, it was all Kerry Wood. So until tomorrow, for Bob Brenly, Greg Schulte, I'm Tom Brenneman saying thanks for being with us. 4-2 Cubs over the Diamondbacks. Tune in tomorrow for the finale of this 2-game set. The Cubs and the Diamondbacks will get it all underway at 7 o'clock. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks again for being with us. Good night.
John. In sports. So what do you do for an encore? The answer for Cubs pitcher Kerry Wood: set the major league record for strikeouts in consecutive games. Wood, only 20 years old with 20 strikeouts last week, had the heater going, but it was also getting it done at the plate. Here with a base hit in the second to make it 3-0. He also had one in the 4th, but here's what everyone came to see. That heater, here getting Devo. And then Jay Bell with a slider. And Travis Lee, no match for the 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 12 strikeouts tied the record. And here he gets Yamil Benitez to set the major league record for strikeouts in consecutive games with 33. Wood gets the win. Diamondbacks take another loss. It finishes 4-2 as the Diamondbacks lose their 29th game of the year. For more on Wood, let's get you down to the Bank One Ballpark and Steve Overmeyer. And Steve, what's so impressive to me is this is only his 6th major league game.
I know this guy was extremely impressive tonight, all the way up until even his final pitch of the contest, which struck out Yamil Benitez. It was a curveball that went about 60 feet 6 inches, but the distance it really traveled was immeasurable. It put him into the records. But this record-setting youngster certainly wants to talk nothing about history after the game.
To me, it was another good. I had a good start, and we won the ball game, and. You know, the record. That's that's great. That's just a bonus.
You know, this kid was well known in a hurry. You know, simply because of what he did. But I tell you what, you knock out the strikeouts, it doesn't matter. He's still a pretty good pitcher.
Should we just go ahead and give him the Cy Young, put him in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know about that. You know, he's had a couple great outings so far this year. You know, he's hittable, but you got to tip your hat, like I said, to the guy.
It was almost unfair. One of the hottest pitchers in the majors against one of the worst hitting teams in the major league as well. Fortunately, they get a break tomorrow, taking on Terry Mulholland, who only has 1 win. Mark, we'll send it back to you.
Maybe things will turn around tomorrow. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's check out the
athlete changed their last name to Wood. Tiger Woods, Kerry Wood, Firewood, I don't care, whatever. But hi, everybody, it's time for sports. The most heralded pitcher since Nolan Ryan took his heat to the Diamondbacks tonight, and he was chasing a major league record. Did he get it? And exactly what was that record he was chasing? We go to the answer man, Tim Healy, live out of the Bank One Ballpark. Tim.
Michael, indeed, this was an historic night of baseball at the Bob as the Cubs beat the Diamondbacks 4-2. That's not the historical part, but this is. Kerry Wood, the rookie right-hander of the Cubs, setting a major league record for the most strikeouts by a pitcher in consecutive games. To the highlights we go. Brian Anderson got the start tonight for the D-backs. Brian pitched well, but he fell behind 3 batters into tonight's game when Mark Grace of the Cubs cranked his first homer of the year over the fence and right to put Chicago up 1-0. Kerry Wood was more than just an overpowering pitcher on this night. Wood also, believe it or not, had a pair of run-scoring singles. This one brought in Kevin Ory in the second to put the Cubs up 3-0. But the story of the game, Wood's mound work. The 20-year-old Texan struck out 13 Diamondback hitters 5 days after he fanned 20 Houston Astros. That's Travis Lee striking out in the 7th. That tied the major league record of 32 Ks in back-to-back games. The next batter up, however, catcher Kelly Stinnett hits the big fly. He goes yard off Wood. Stinnett's second homer of the year. It was a 4-1 game, but after a walk and a hit, Wood bore down, fanned Yamil Benitez, pinch hitting to end the 7th inning. His 13th strikeout of the night, 33rd over consecutive games. That is a major league record. And afterward, Kerry Wood had no clue that he had just set a big league record.
I had no idea. I had no idea there was even a record. I was sitting in the dugout after I came out of the game, and about 5 minutes after talking with Gonzalez, he finally realized I had no clue about it. So, you know, he told me, and I didn't believe him. I thought he was messing around, and he had to ask another player, and I thought I had, you know, 7 to 8 maybe.
You know, when he's throwing his off-speed pitches for strikes, the kid's really
really got to be tough to hit. You know what I mean? I mean, tonight, you know, he threw the slider and the, you know, the breaking ball for strikes, and all of a sudden that 96-mile-an-hour fastball just jumps on you.
So Major League history set by 20-year-old Kerry Wood of Grand Prairie, Texas, near Dallas. Most strikeouts by a pitcher, Mike, in consecutive games with 33. And they're lost in all of this hype over Wood, the fact that the D-backs have now lost 12 of their last 13.
Just had to bring that up, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to.
That's Tim live out at the Banquet Ballpark. Diamondbacks were the only team playing ball tonight. America's baseball team, the Atlanta